Hi fellow crafters, you asked for more easy Christmas card ideas and I am here to deliver. Today I have just that, a super easy but very pretty Christmas card idea, one that has a fun fold. The fun fold adds a bit of playfulness and is also easy to create. I can't wait to show you this idea. If this is the first time you're visiting my YouTube channel, hi, I'm Terri from nutsaboutsstamping.com. I love sharing techniques and project ideas for rubber stamping, paper crafting, and scrapbooking with you each week. Be sure to hit that red subscribe button and the bell beside it so that you'll be the first to be notified when my next video goes live. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator yet and you would like to order some products to make the cards that I show on my YouTube channel, I will link to my online stores in the description box under this video. Be sure to watch all the way through this video for my bonus tips and design ideas. Now, let's get going on this fun fold Christmas card idea. To create some elements on the front of my fun fold Christmas card, I'm going to use the Cottage Wreaths stamp set. I think this set is perfect for helping you create elegant holiday wreaths that you can put on tags or you can put them on cards like we're going to be doing today. I also think it's really fun that you can make wreaths that are for Halloween and Thanksgiving as well as Christmas. I think that's what makes this stamp set really playful. So I'm going to be using these two wreath images from the stamp set. Now the first thing I want to do is take the large wreath from the Cottage Wreaths stamp set and I want to ink it up with Old Olive and stamp it down onto a piece of basic white. I chose Old Olive because it's one of the colors that I'm going to be using in a few minutes in the designer series paper that's going to be on this fun fold. My card base and the fun fold is going to be Old Olive. So I've cut it 4 1/4 by 11, and then you want to take it to your paper trimmer, or if you have a scoring tool and you're going to make multiples of this card, then a scoring tool would be better. And I'm going to score it at 5 1/2, and I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. And that's all there is to it. Now, what you want to do is you want to burnish or take your bone folder and you want to burnish it so that it's at the 5 1/2. And then at the 4 1/4, you're going to fold it back like so. And then what you're going to do is you're going to bring in your multi-purpose liquid glue and you want to adhere this section closed on the card. So I'm just going to close it like this so that it becomes what we call a book binding fun fold. And that's all there is to making this fun fold. I'm going to let this dry and then we're going to decorate it using a Walk in the Forest Designer Series paper. Now that it's dry, I want to add a layer of cherry cobbler cardstock to the front of my card, like so. Let's get this nice and even on there. And then I have a layer of a Walk in the Forest Designer Series paper. Now, my tip for you when choosing this paper, watch the designs and the colors, make sure everything is coordinated. What you might want to do is put one side of the design on top of the layer, and then you could have the other side of the design on the sort of the binding part. I'm going to use the same design because I'm not really keen on the color coordination, I guess, of both sides of this paper, which is why I said choose carefully. So I'll adhere this down next. Then I have another piece of this designer series paper that I am going to put on this sort of bound or adhered down part of my card, and so that it opens like this and this remains down. Now let's bring in our wreath and add some interesting details. Now the next thing I want to do is take this little berry image from the Cottage Wreaths stamp set and my cherry cobbler ink, and I'm going to stamp some berries on top of this wreath. Now I want to take this leaf stamp and Pretty Peacock, and I'm going to ink it up and stamp it down onto some scrap basic white. And yes, there's a die to die cut all three out in one go. So I'm going to die cut a couple of these leaves out and add it to the wreath, just for a little bit of visual interest. Now, I've got my wreath that is all set up and ready to add to the front of my card. And I have a couple of choices. I could use multi-purpose liquid glue, or I could use some mini Stampin' Dimensionals. And I think in this case, I'm going to pop it up a little bit. Now it's time to think about adding a phrase. And although there are some nice phrases in the Cottage Wreath stamp set, I am really quite taken with the Brightest Glow this year. And there's this Happy Holidays that I think would be a really nice strip to add across the front of my bow. So I've got that mounted on a clear block, and I think I'm going to use Cherry Cobbler. Right? I had a scrap piece of basic white cardstock because I save everything, and it was just the right size for the Happy Holidays, so I inked it up, stamped it down, and now what I'm going to do is put a little bit of multi-purpose liquid glue on the either side of this wreath and adhere the phrase down. Three, two, one. And I think the fun fold is coming along really well. Would you like to see another fun fold idea? Then, no, 3, 2, 1. All right, the fun fold's coming together. Would you like to see another fun fold idea? I've got lots. Maybe you want to watch this one next. And now we've got the bow. And I think I'm going to add my bow at the top of my wreath. And I'll probably just use, or I will just use my multi-purpose liquid glue. And now it's time to talk embellishments. I have these adhesive backed glitter gems, I think they're called. And I love the fact that there's these light green ones. So I'm going to add some of the glitter gems to my card front, just to add a little bit of sparkle, which of course I love at Christmas time. All right, my card is done. So I put 4 of the green gems, the glitter gems, on my card. And then I saw the clear ones and I thought I'd put a few of those on my wreath, just to add a lovely touch of sparkle, and I'm sure it'll look beautiful on somebody's mantle this year. If you would like a complete listing of the supplies that I used and the measurements for the layers and the scoring lines so that you can make this card at home, I will link to my blog article in the description box under this video. You can link over to my blog and get all the information you need. And yes, I will keep going with more easy Christmas card ideas, so watch for my next video. Bye for now.